What should I do, Suzumiya?
Ah, it's fine, Mikuru. You can go.
What?
You can go home now. I'm done with you for today.
Oh.
Apparently, running that errand was enough to make Haruhi happy for the day. She called them negotiating skills, but I think it was underhanded tactics that got us these things. At no charge whatsoever. Zero cost. As they say, there's nothing more frightening than getting something for free. I don't know if it's good or bad that Haruhi wasn't the least bit scared. In fact, if anyone out there knows what would scare her, please call me. I would love to know.
Day by day うんざりだよねだから堂々と断っちゃう君になりなよ Oh my boy きっぱりしなきゃ嘘に付き合ってられないよ狭い世界で自分で見つけた myself 好きになって当然くだらないやり方決定全ては私が決める I say my heaven スーパードライバーとし任せてないけだって全身不可能飛び越えて敵で go 大勝利ってどうかもちろんどうなったって快感風がそれよりさ急いだよあれもこれも見たい剣いつだって無理やりまるで未経験これからしましょうあれもこれも見たい剣いつだって突然まるで未経験それがどうしたの
Hey, what's in the bag, man? Are those gifts for kids who've been nice?
No, it's not for kids. Take a look.
Huh? Oh, pellet guns, huh? I didn't know you were into those.
Because I'm not. These are for Haruhi.
For Suzumiya, huh? Wow, she must really be tough on you.
What?
That reminds me.
What is it?
Well, the cultural festival is coming up. What do you quirky people plan to do this time?
Why are you asking me?
If I ask Suzumiya, she'll probably just bite my head off. I can't ask Nagato, she doesn't really talk. And Asahina is hard to approach. That other guy just creeps me out for some reason. So that leaves you for me to ask, right?
Does that mean I'm the PR guy, or am I just a nice guy?
It's because you're the latter, I'd assume.
Really?
Definitely. As far as I'm concerned, that's the kind of guy you are. You're the type who's willing to walk off a cliff with someone if it's necessary.
Don't be so sure. I wouldn't tell you our plans even if I did know.
Come on!
The truth is, Haruhi wants the brigade to pull another stunt. I don't know the details, but I'm sure it won't lead to anything good. If it was any consolation, at least I wasn't alone. There were 3 other unfortunate ones who were in for the ride. 2 of them can take care of themselves without any problems, but Asahina, she could use some help. It's hard to believe she's from the future, given how she could never predict what's about to happen to her. So it's only natural that I feel I have to protect her.
Oh, come on. Stop being a baby. Let me tie the ribbon at the back. You're making it so tight. Quiet! Come in. Well?
Well, that's an understatement. It looks so good it must be wrong.
Hello, everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, what do we have here? Hey, that looks quite good on you.
I can see that for myself. What I don't understand is why there's a waitress in this club room when it's not even supposed to be a cafe.
Guess what, guys? This is Mikuru's costume in the SOS Brigade movie we're making.
What? Why? Is her usual maid outfit not good enough?
No, of course not. Typically, a maid's job is to clean the house, perform chores for the owner of the house. But it's quite different for a waitress. She has to serve and wait on every single customer that walks into the shop.
Both good job descriptions, but it still doesn't explain why she has to wear that outfit.
I thought I told you not to sweat the small stuff, and you should rely on how you feel about things. And And I feel good about this!
Of course you do. But what about Asahina's feelings?
I feel like this dress is a little too small for me. So, I'm thinking maybe...
Don't be silly! This is the perfect size for you! It fits you just the way it should!
Poor girl, I'm out to dry again.
Listen up! I'm about to announce the concept of our motion picture! As director of this SOS Brigade film, I guarantee to provide quality entertainment. Just wait and see! I'm sure the audience will give a standing ovation after watching it! Yuki, that's spot on for your character! Yes, you did great!
I wonder what Nagato's character was. Even Nagato herself didn't know yet at this point. It turns out she was in a fortune-teller costume for her class project. At least that's what I gathered. In any event, what was she thinking walking all the way here from her classroom in that getup?
I can't believe how perfect this is for the role I'm giving Yuki!
How is it perfect? What's the role?
Check it out!
Is this some sort of practical joke?
This is very interesting. I guess we should have expected it. Only Suzumiya could have come up with a cast like this. Don't you think it's wonderful?
Don't smile at me like that. It's creepy. I'm sorry.
All right, Kyan, you and Koizumi are in charge of preparing the weapons. Be ready to start filming tomorrow. I almost forgot. It's crucial that you learn how to use that camera.
I don't see how it could be a problem.
Has she ever done anything that didn't become a problem? I'm failing to see the humor in this.
Well, the situation may not be funny, but there's no need to be cynical.
Why shouldn't we be worried?
For the simple reason that this is merely the cast for a film. If we were to ask her, Suzumiya would never admit that she truly believes I'm a male Esper. It just so happens that I'm going to have to play the role of a male Esper named Itsuki Koizumi, but only within the fictional context of the movie. I don't think that anybody could make the mistake of confusing a character in a movie with the actor playing the role. Even if some people did, I'm sure that Suzumiya would not be one of them.
I don't know. That doesn't sound very reassuring. There is no guarantee that what you're saying is correct.
If I'm wrong and she was indeed mixing reality and fiction, we would already be living in a world of fantasy and dreams. As I mentioned before, she's still logical. She's still able to think rationally.
Even if that were true, there's still good reason for us to be worried. Sure, maybe she's still rational, but it doesn't mean she won't drag me into another bizarre incident. Worse yet, she has no clue what she's capable of.
We must not allow Suzumiya to learn what's happening around her. Of course, the time may come when we'll have no choice but to reveal the whole truth to her. But now, it's not the right time. Fortunately, the factions of both Asahina and Nagato are of the same opinion. But honestly, I'd prefer if the situation never changed.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't want to watch the world turn into a huge mess.
You should worry less about the world. I suggest you make your own well-being your primary concern. It shouldn't be too difficult to replace the likes of Nagato and me. You, on the other hand, have no understudy.
That cultural festival irritates me.
How come?
Because I find it extremely annoying when I see other people having lots of fun and I'm not. Most especially romantic couples. They make my blood boil.
That's called jealousy and resentment.
And what the heck is wrong with our class? A survey? So boring.
Well, then why didn't you make a brilliant suggestion to Mr. Okabe? You could have prevented Haruhi from coming up with her silly movie idea.
I would never do that. I don't like being responsible for anything.
It's just too bad. If only we still had Asakura in the class.
Yeah, that was a real waste. Of all the girls, it had to be my AA plus girl who moves away. I wonder if I can change classes at this point.
What section would you want to be transferred to, Nagato's class? That reminds me, she was walking around in some weird wizard getup yesterday. What's up with that?
Don't look at me. I wouldn't know.
Oh hey, when was that again? You know, when you and Nagato were cuddling on the classroom floor.
No, that was...
I know. I bet Suzumiya was behind that whole prank, right?
Yeah, that's right.
guys
I was
were playing
relieved he
jokes.
misunderstood what happened and was convinced he was
You almost
right.
got me.
Thanks a lot, Taniguchi. Your idiocy may just have saved the world.
Anyway, this is really boring.
Okay, gang, off to filming location.
We hear you just fine.
I looked for a good spot around the school, but I don't know if we'll be able to shoot on campus. Well, Mikuru, get ready!
You mean I have to go as well?
Of course you do. We can't do anything without the main star.
But, do I go out wearing these clothes?
That's right.
Can I at least wear something over it?
No, you can't. There's no reason to be embarrassed. Be more confident. How can you win a Best Actress award if you act like that?
I thought the goal was to win first place for best event at the cultural festival.
Oh, by the way, Yuki! Here, you take this. I've changed your character to an evil alien magician, so you're going to need that wand.
She's changing the script already? Well, Nagato definitely possesses magic-like powers.
Come on, Kyan. Get the camera ready. All right, gang, it's time to head out. Let's go to work.
Is there any chance that she's only kidding?
Bum 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 bum.
Say, Haruhi, are you actually going to make the two of them get on the train while they're dressed in their movie costumes?
Is there something wrong with that?
Yes, of course!
But why? People get arrested for running around naked, but the two of them are fully dressed. What is it? You like the bunny girl much better? You should have told me earlier, Kyan.
I doubt you would have listened to anybody's input, but that's not even the point here. The waitress character can't be wearing a bunny girl costume.
It's important to have the ability to adapt to any given situation. That is how life on Earth was able to evolve through the ages. Otherwise, you're taken out through natural selection.
If the environment had a mind of its own, Haruhi would be the first one it throws out.
The train's here! Come on, Mikuru, pick up your pace! We came back as promised!
Oh, hi. Yes, thank you for coming. Ah, that's the girl from 2 days ago. I didn't recognize her. Well, I'll let you start working now.
Roger that, we'll get to it! Listen, everyone! SOS Brigade quick meeting right now! We will now start shooting the commercial!
What?
The owner of the store is a very friendly gentleman. He is what one would call a nice guy. And, this store has been around since Mr. Eijiru's grandfather first opened it. They sell all kinds of electronics, from batteries to refrigerators. And also, please just visit Amori Electronics whenever you can.
And cut! There's no emotion in her delivery. Something's off, but I can't place my finger on it. Mommy, what are they doing?
Shh, don't look at them.
I've got it!
Would you stop getting your crazy epiphanies?
A waitress at an electronics store doesn't make any sense!
Duh, you think?
Koizumi, this is an emergency! Hand me the small bag!
Okay.
I'll stick a commercial for your store in the movie. Give me a good video camera. That's a good deal. I bet that's how Haruhi's conversation went with the owner the other day.
Mikuru, come here!
Interesting. At this rate, I won't be making much of an appearance. You see, I'm also one of the actors in that play that our class is doing for the cultural festival. Although I've been having a hard time memorizing my lines.
Oh, I see.
To be honest, I was hoping that my character wouldn't have too many lines in this movie. How's this? Let's switch roles. You be the male lead.
Haruhi has the authority over casting and everything. Go make the swap request to her if you want.
You don't actually believe that I would do something that foolish, do you? As you said, Suzumiya has the authority. I wouldn't want to give her a reason to hit the roof, so I'll just obey her orders.
That's how I feel too. I mean, why else would I put up with being the gopher and the cameraman?
Sorry for the wait!
Whoa! It's the original Mikuru Asahina costume! The picture-perfect bunny girl! I can't believe it's already been 6 months. Thinking back, a lot has happened. And now they simply serve as fond memories.
No picture taking here.
There, now it looks perfect. I guess a bunny girl is the best endorser of all. Okay then, let's take it from the top. Kyan, is the camera ready? And take 2.
Finally, the commercial for that store was over. The thing is, we didn't just go to one store for our supplies. We also went to the hobby shop to get extra props.
All right, Mikuru, are you ready? Just do the same thing you did before. You're not doing anything wrong.
Everything about this is wrong.
And action!
This hobby store is fairly new. It only opened sometime last year, after the owner quit his white-collar job for his dreams. He's always wanted a business like this, so he just went for it. Unfortunately, his sales haven't been so great. The sales growth during the first quarter of this year has been only 80% compared to last year, apparently. So everybody please make sure to stop by. Huh? You want me to hold it? You must not fire these at people. Shoot only at empty cans or something similar. You want me to shoot?
Cut! Good work! I think today's filming went pretty well. We'll begin shooting the actual movie tomorrow.
The 2 commercials already eat up 15 minutes of screen time. How long is this movie supposed to be?
We'll shoot as many scenes as we can and then edit the film afterwards. It's a piece of cake to edit stuff on the computer.
And who's in charge of that piece of cake? I have a feeling the word editing was just added to my list of duties.
It's already Friday, so there's no school tomorrow, meaning we can start early. Let's meet at the train station at 9 o'clock sharp.
Listen, Haruhi, isn't there anything we can do about Asahina's costume? There has to be an outfit that looks more like something she could actually fight in. Like a cat suit or a camouflage suit.
No, of course not. That would ruin the surprise when she starts the fight scene. The fact that we'll have a waitress doing the fighting gives the film that wow factor. That's what it's all about. You can't mess with the concept.
Nobody would be messing with it if it weren't so ridiculous. I suppose that could work somehow. But what is the point of making her a waitress from the future? I mean, you know, for one thing, how will you explain the time-traveling process?
That's easy. You just have to come up with something to say when someone brings it up. If you can't think of a good enough answer, then just ignore them. What matters is that the movie's entertaining.
Then we have to make sure that it's really entertaining. And by that, I mean everyone, not just the director. Are you trying to get a worst amateur movie ever made award?
Don't be silly. I'm only after one thing. First place in the best event poll at the cultural festival. Nabbing the best director award wouldn't hurt either.
Then start by showing us the script. Is it even finished?
Don't you worry. I've got everything right here. The screenplay, the storyboard, they're all worked out. You don't have to do any thinking at this point.
No need to put it that way. You're the one who has to stop thinking. You always think up crazy stuff. If you had a more sensible expression, you could even trade places with Asahina.
What?
Nothing.
In that case, psych yourselves up, everyone. The first step in achieving glory is having inner fortitude. You must break free from worldly bonds so that hidden abilities you never knew about will awaken and unleash the most incredible power.
Sounds like something straight out of a superhero comic book. When the next day came, I was aware that I had to anticipate getting caught up in a lot more peculiar situations. Yep, I just knew it would be bad. What was it that Haruhi said again? Once you break free from worldly bonds, hidden abilities you never knew about will awaken and release power or something? Still, Haruhi, why did you have to be the one to experience that awakening without you even realizing it?
You're late, Kyan.
It's not even 9 o'clock yet.
You were the last one to show up, so your penalty is to buy the rest of us lunch.
Right, what's new?
As director, I'll pay for everybody's bus fare. It's a miscellaneous expense.
How generous.
Oh, that's right! I was going to put this on!
How come you're wearing your school uniform?
Those are the instructions I got yesterday. Because I'm going to be playing the role of a male Esper disguised as an ordinary high school student. And I quite like it, I must admit.
That's exactly what you are.
I'm good to go! Perfect! The bus stop is that way. Come on, Kyon, move those feet!
After a 30-minute bumpy bus ride and another 30 minutes of hiking, we finally arrived at our filming location, a public park with very little foot traffic. It's hot. Phew.
Kyon? Do you want a drink? I already drank from it, though. Is that all right?
Yeah, not a problem at all.
Save the refreshments for later. And Mikuru, you're supposed to be the star actress here. You shouldn't be offering drinks to the cameraman. Anyway, we need to get the camera rolling soon, so get changed.
Huh? But,
Oh, just go. No one will see you behind the trees.
But she drank from... What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing.
Ta-da! Colored contacts! It is very important that the main character's left eye is of a different color. One little change can add so much mystery, don't you think? Well, it adds personality. Also, there's going to be a secret in that blue eye.
I'd hope so. It would be lame if there was no explanation behind the colors. So, what's the secret?
That's still a secret. Stop it, Mikuru. There's no time to sulk. We're about to start.
What's going
Hey, you can do better than that. Try to relax and don't be so shy. Be one with your character. Make it more believable. Okay, another take of the same scene.
She said this would be the movie's memorable opening scene. I was expecting her to at least write a script, but she said herself that no such thing exists.
It would be awful if I put everything on paper and it got leaked.
I'm not kidding. That was her reason. She's taking this a bit too seriously.
That's far enough. Now do it the way you did the third time. Quiet on the set. This is the fight scene between Mikuru and Yuki. Ready, Mikuru? Start shooting at Yuki. Action!
What? I'm not supposed to fire at people, remember?
No, it's fine. You have bad aim. You'd never hit her in a million years. If you aim right somehow, Yuki can dodge the pellets.
It's fine. Do it.
See, there's no problem. Start firing away. Oh, by the way, don't use both at the same time. Alternate between them. That's the way to dual-wield pistols. Huh, that should work.
Hey, Haruhi, are you sure this is a movie? I've got no idea what the story's about.
That's fine. It'll start making sense after all the cut and paste work during the editing phase.
I see. And who's supposed to do all this cut and paste work? You know, you could at least put in some dialogue.
Oh, we still can. We'll just remove the noise and dub the lines in later. After all, we still have to add sound effects and background music. There's no need to make a fuss over it right now.
Well, I guess so, considering that the whole story's only in your head. There's nothing for us to worry about. Yeah, right.